simple as that. That's all I'm saying.
Metaphor,
Okay, so
metaphor. You will not be different from
no, I
Bamidele
will be.
if
I
you
will be
make it
different.
about
I will be
election.
different.
I'm
Okay,
telling
I
you,
will.
if you will not be different,
Okay,
and that's what this man is also
okay,
saying.
okay,
Man is also
okay.
trying to explain.
Just a minute
So
now.
don't
Let
let
me
us make this
finish.
about
Allow me
election,
to
please.
land
I
so you know
beg.
where I'm going. Allow me to land. You can see where I'm going when I land. Yeah. All I'm just saying is that the people we choose into office will make the difference on security, economy, and so on and economy, and so on and so forth. Whether we like to believe it or not, all of these things are forth. Whether we like to believe it or not, all of these things are part of the country. And whether you like to believe it or not, this is the solution that I've ever always been preferring. First, Nigeria needs to decentralize its security system. Period. In fact, we need to have several layers of security in that country. Several layers. We adopted the America system. So we need to actually have federal police and state police. In fact, let me even break it down. That's 2 layers of security. We need to even have local government police. Yeah, it's like if you have a double glazed or triple glazed or quadruple glazed window, you hardly hear anything happening outside. In fact, the thicker the window, the more difficult you'll find to even hear anything going on outside. So we need to have a thick security made up of several layers. And it will be very hard for any of this kind of criminality to penetrate through. For instance, one of the advantage of state police is they are able to combat all of these criminals flying from one state to the other through the forest and all that conveniently. Yeah. If we even have local government police, they were able to even police and deal with all the criminality going on locally. Yeah, and all of these layers of police will be independent of each other, not influencing each other. Okay, look, and every sensible government, considering the insecurity in Nigeria, every sensible government should, in fact, security budget in Nigeria ought to be at least 30% of the national budget, considering all the security, or even more, or 40%. That will make sense to people like me. So a responsible government will come and decentralize the entire Nigeria security system, create state police, create federal police. In fact, federal police would prosecute federal crimes. State police would prosecute state crimes, like America. We adopted their system, isn't it? They let us do it like them. Yeah. So that we can successfully deal with security at the local level. And I tell you, the Nigerian community is already crying for it. Look at what happened in Urumi. Those are local security militias. Empower them by the constitution. Let them be the local government security. I guarantee you, they will not catch people and start killing them like that. They will, even if they catch offenders, they will take them through the process, the law. They don't have the law on their side. And so the only thing that they can do is to give them jungle justice. But if you take those people and make what their local security legal, they will start dealing with criminals through a legal process. Okay? So look, the problem with Nigeria's security, it does not have several layers to protect Nigerians. And that's all a responsible government will do. Is this difficult for the executive government to do? No, it's not. It starts with a bill to the parliament. Yeah. In fact, I'm always proposing that Nigeria should be totally decentralized. But let's just talk about security right now. A bill from the executive government to the parliament to decentralize security and create several layers of security in Nigeria can pass through the parliament successfully if they are actually thinking straight, or if they actually mean to protect Nigerians. And from that bill, they will create federal police, they will create state police, they will create local government police. 3 layers of security at least. Yes, since we are doing a federal, state, and local government system. Let all of these federating units, let them have their policing system. Yeah, and they would be able to even deal with criminals at every level successfully. You see, most of this kidnapping going on and most of these headers things going on, are actually going on locally, where we have competent local combatants to address them. Yeah. So what am I saying here? I think Tinubu's government or any other government at all can start this process if they really mean to deal with Nigeria's security. And I'm just trying to tell people it's not as complicated as they make it seem. It is not as complex as it seems. Yeah. And if that bill goes through parliament and is successful, then Nigeria will now have 3 layers of security that will address matters like this. And the president will not really be bothered or be called upon when there is a local security problem, the local security architecture. And secondly, that's one. Two, the Nigerian government really need to invest in, like I said, the budget should even, security should take between 30 to 40% of the budget. Yes, so that in a thorough investment is, sent into Nigeria's security to equip the security system from the police, so on and so forth. Okay, so if this two is done, I know if this two is done, these two are done. If they are done, actually, Nigeria's security problem will be history. Yeah, because most of the concerns that we have are actually local problems. They're not foreign invasions on Nigeria. They're actually local through our towns, our forests, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and the Nigerian security system right now is not a security system that is needed for this kind of problem. Okay, Nigeria's security system is the 18th, 19th century security system. Too old. And just like our judiciary anyway. But that's not the matter. The security is too old. The security is outdated. So you just need to upgrade it to a 21st century style security where you have different layers. It's very difficult for criminals to break through all these layers. Yeah, and you will have a system that protects Nigerians properly. So again, this ball comes down to some of the arguments that I've ever always made about Nigeria decentralizing itself, not just only on the security, on many other levels. Decentralize this whole thing that the military centralized. We're no longer in the military government. Just decentralize it. Don't forget, it's the military that centralized everything. We're no longer in the military. Decentralize everything. When you decentralize everything, each region or state, however you call it, will begin to become free to create their own wealth, create their own thing, and it will be all combined, will be the Nigeria thing. So I don't know why this is difficult. Again, this is not difficult for an executive government to do. Even Tinubu government can do it. So let me end by saying this. Look, I think Nigerians should go into the future informing their votes. Vote for people that will change this old system, that will solve this for instance, this security problem decisively, applying 21st century style methods in addressing security. We don't need a security system that is old. Crimes are evolving every day. And so security organizations have to create better ways to combat crime. So with the country, crimes are evolving. The crimes of the 18th century, 19th century may not be the crimes in this 21st century. More advanced technology is used. Better ways of committing crime are adopted by criminals. The security agency has to be upgraded. Yeah. So that's what I want to say here. I think Nigerians understand. In fact, Nigeria have already understood now for the past 17, 20 odd years that insecurity is a big problem in Nigeria, and they should be expecting a government that will come and address that. And anyone that tells me that insecurity is not political in Nigeria, I don't think that person is in tune with Nigeria. Insecurity is political in Nigeria. That's why it has survived till this day. And I think any government that wants any praise from Nigeria, should deal with this insecurity problem, abandoning the politics of it. Okay, that's all I want to say. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Mazi.
thank you, Metaphor. Thank you. So the ruler, are you there? The ruler. The ruler, are you there?
No, the ruler is not there, Mazi. I mean,
Okay, go ahead. Go there.
all right, Mazi. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to be here to speak out, to speak out my mind. I'm actually from the middle belt of Nigeria. That's a Niger state, and I'm used to Plateau because I actually schooled there. You see, it's actually a bitter experience, and it saddens my mind because these have been occurring even before Tinubu's time. But I think it is worst with Tinubu, and because of the less attention I think he has actually put in that state, his interest is less interest in what is going on over there, and it's actually bad when people like that, Bamidele. You see, sometimes old people are our problem in this country. Old people that actually show interest in their own is just tribal sentiment. Old people sometimes they cause a lot of problem in this country, and they don't see beyond their tribal sentiment. People are dying, and I think I overheard you. I don't know if it's you or somebody asking him that if he had a child, or if he has a child, I believe he has a child, and is somewhere far off, and they are telling him that, oh, your child is sick. Will he stay somewhere where he is and be sending his son and be, oh, I have a doctor, go and check up my child? And it's disheartening hear him not even telling us why what the president is doing there, but he's speaking for the president like he's the president's wife or son. I don't know his link with the president, that he can't speak out and tell us the truth. The president's supposed to be here. The president's supposed to be in Jos, in Plateau State, where this is happening, to sympathize with them. But I don't know. Sometimes I really don't want to speak out what's in my mind, but I just feel like sometimes people like this should just be held and fired and killed. So this our country.
No. You cannot call for the killing of people because of their opinion. You can't do that. No, you don't do that. More especially on this space. You don't
Okay,
do it.
sorry.
You
But man,
withdraw that. You
but
withdraw
man,
it.
no life,
No.
no life.
You will withdraw it before you say but. You will withdraw it. No, you don't call for the killing of people because of their opinion. You don't do that. You will withdraw that comment, please. Go ahead and withdraw it, then you speak. If you are not withdrawing it, I will remove you from the space. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
Because they should forgive them. They should not kill them. They should forgive them. Yeah.
Please, can you withdraw what you said?
I said they should forgive them. They should not kill them now. They should
Can
not kill
you
them.
withdraw what you said, sir?
Okay, I withdraw it. I didn't mean to say they should kill them. It's just that I'm angry because no life is worth more than the other. So I just feel the president, I'm speaking to the topic now, should come back and leave France alone and come to the country and go there and felicitate with those people, show sympathy and humanity to those lives that are lost. Not just staying there and dishing out memo and saying he has chief of staff and IG. No. He should be there. He should be there, just like the way when he was looking for vote, he was traveling anywhere. He never sat in Lagos or anywhere he is, and they say, no, I have people talking for me. He went everywhere, kneeling and begging and appealing for votes. So now he should do it. He should do the needful, and let's see beyond ethnic sentiment and tribal sentiment. He should come to the country, go there, and tell them that he's not happy about and take drastic action. That's all I have to say. Thank you. I'll still be here listening.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, the ruler has dropped. Okay, let's have Chinoso. Chinoso, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, good day, everyone. Sorry, see, the thing is this: the topic is insecurity and killings. Where is our president? Look, your president is supposed to be in the country. Our president, let me just call it our president, is supposed to be in the country right now. There are lots of cases. Just Google now. Look, it's as if we do not maybe we're not into current affairs or history. There are lots of cases of other leaders in foreign countries. Maybe they are attending G20 meeting or something, and then there was killings in their country or something, or terrorist attack. They leave what they are doing and come back immediately. They don't even hesitate. They will be on the next flight, on the next flight back to their country. There's a reason they do that. One is for optics, and one is also to put panic among their service chiefs. That's why they do this kind of stuff. You want to show the level of importance they attach to the life of their citizen. Do you know what it means whereby a president comes back, leave what he's doing in France and come back? He's automatically sending the message to his service chief that, look, I am very, very upset that a member of that one of my citizens died. And it's so important for me to leave what I'm doing to come here and conduct a physical meeting with you guys to just to tell you people how serious I take this issue. It's like serious. I feel in Nigeria, and I feel Nigerians, we need to be, there have to be a course on leadership, and it should be from kindergarten straight to university level. The way we have English language as a course, as a subject, from kindergarten to maybe secondary school or something. We need to have a leadership course, but most of us that do not know, we don't understand what it entails to be a leader. A leader leads by example. There's some things you do not delegate. And he sent that message up, just like you're heading a company or something, and something happened, and you come and show your face. Automatically, the message you're giving to your directors is that, look, this thing, it pained me bad, that it touched me to my soul, that I have to leave whatever I'm doing to show you the level of importance I take this thing as. I have to leave whatever I'm doing to come here and constitute maybe a board meeting or something. Automatically, your directors already know that, look, they need to sit up, that look, what is happening right now. If they do not act properly, they will lose their jobs. And that's the truth. So seriously, I feel that because our mindset in this country is so, how do I put it, it's so twisted. Even people that are elderly do not even know what leadership entails. It's very, very sad. They do not know that as a leader, you lead by example. You're supposed to be, there's some things you do not delegate. And Obama said it when he was president, that look, that why his job is difficult is because there's some level of decisions that people will put it on your table. The people below you, like maybe your chief of staff or maybe your family staff, they will not take that decision because they do not want that responsibility to be on their neck. So they will put it on your table. If it was easy, like Obama has said, they will handle it in their own level. But they know that it's something about they do not want to be the one. So they will put it, so you will be the one to lead and give that order, and you have to be there physically to do that stuff. And here we are talking about people will not see the guy should sit down in France, maybe justificating, and then from there he should actually because he has appointed some security people based on tribalism, appointing Yorubas there. And because he feels the job is secure, he cannot just stay wherever he is, and then he will just delegate and maybe just twist his fingers, snap his fingers, and everything. It doesn't work that way. That's why we don't have credible leaders in this country. I think we just took the part of democracy that was more good, and we just adopted it. But when it comes to the serious aspect of democracy, our leaders just abandon it. Go and check all the old countries that are practicing democracy and see where their leaders will be in a foreign country where their country is born. Mention one that maybe is attending maybe a UNO meeting or a global meeting or something, and he hears that there's a bombing in his country, and you don't see him coming back that same minute, leaving what he's doing. You think they don't have sense for doing that? That is why you go about calling your president father of the nation. What makes him a father of the nation? You carry all those kind of archaic religious things that we did before British came, when we were worshiping Obas or emirs or something, because we call them father, royal fathers. You now creep it into the political space, and you now call it a public servant who is paid by taxpayers' money, whose work is to serve the public. You now start calling him father. Automatically, his mindset starts changing, and he starts thinking as a father. No one thing with father. When you start calling somebody father, there is this mindset that they can make lots of decisions, even though it's good or bad, no matter what, people will not really be concerned. There's a difference between you call somebody a father and a public servant. A public servant is that, look, we appointed you here to work for us. You're serving us, and if you do anyhow, we can remove you or can impeach you, can do anything to you. Your work is secured because of us. But like a father, you don't elect a father. It's selected for you. So when I hear that word father, it gives me, I have that cringy feeling in my spine. So it's really, really sad that we do not understand what this thing called leadership entails. And this same person that we're calling Tinubu, we could see his hypocrisy in 2014 when he was switching at the box stop at Jonathan's table, the president. Now he's not president. Now the box now stop at the table of governors. He's now shielding his responsibility to governor as the commander in chief. But in 2014, when he was always tweeting, and so these hypocrites are supporting him now. When they were always criticizing Jonathan, they went during the time of the Chibok kidnap that Jonathan went for a campaign in Kano State. These same people are criticizing Jonathan. Why should they have gone to campaign in Kano State, whereby some guests were kidnapped? Now they're not coming up with all kind of flimsy excuse of why a president should not be there. I don't blame them. we have the most bigoted president in our history. Someone that is so regionally myopic that he feels that the best way of going about
you see the problem now. You see the problem now. We have the most bigoted president in the history. If you say something like this, if you say something like this now, are you not taking us away from the topic? People that will come up and defend that Tinubu is not a bigot will come up here. At the end of the day, we are not going to achieve anything. At the end of the day, you are using these people for politics. You are not crying for them. You are not saying anything for them, for their help. At the end of the day, what you people are doing here is what you are criticizing. What you come up on this place now to do is what you are calling out Bamidele for doing, politics. At the end of the day, those people that died in Plateau and Benue and some other area in the north, you are not talking to them. You are not speaking for them. You are just playing your own politics. This is it. They want to bring that bigotry now. At the end of the day, we will leave everything we are discussing on this place now. Start discussing bigotry. Who is bigot and who is not bigot? I beg, make you stay on the topic. Stay on the topic. If you want to call out Tinubu, drag him for not being around. But you must stay on the topic. You must stay on the topic. Please stay on the topic. Let's have the conversation. It is very, very difficult for Nigerians to stay on the topic. Why? Is it difficult for us to have a discussion without bringing bigotry or bringing politics into it? Stay on the topic, I beg. Abba. Go ahead.
So staying on the topic is me not talking about how somebody nepoticizes security architecture and how it's actually affecting the country. It's not staying on topic. Is that not staying on topic? Because I'm talking about how you will use incompetency to appoint people, and the way we're not seeing the long-term effect in people in Benue.
You said you use a categorical word. You said that the most bigoted person. This is what you use.
Are you from Benue? Are you from Benue? Are you from Plateau State?
Can I make my point? Allow me to learn.
No, I mean, he's trying to control his pace, but you're telling him his head is not, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm just saying what I said and how I'm trying to like make my point using it. Because all this is also, it comes down to how you appoint people to like man this security architecture. If you get your appointment wrong, automatically affects everybody, whether you're in Benue State or Plateau State.
Now, Chinoso, if you are discussing, if you say that the reason why we're having this is because of his appointment, people that he appointed is incompetent, this and that, I wouldn't have stopped you. But you come up and make a categorical statement and say that he's the most bigoted person in the history of Nigeria. People that love him will come up and say no, and we'll start discussing bigot, who is bigot and who is not bigot. Please.
Bigotry does not even describe his appointment, because our chief of security here today is not somebody from Yoruba. He's not a Yoruba man. So, I mean, bigotry does not describe. Ribadu is the NSA. What's bigotry? So you are just taking us, and this is what we are trying to say.
A security advisor is the head of a security. Imagine, no wonder they call them domestic servants. Someone that works in the office of also. But like I said, let me continue what I'm saying before we deviate. What I actually see that look, the way he actually appointed the security architecture, he appointed them whereby he didn't do based on competence. And it's affecting everything right now. Because okay, now that this thing has happened, who has this sacked? Who can he sack? Who can he scapegoat and say, okay, look, let me remove this person to show people that look, at least you guys should sit up.
The man is not even in the country. You say you should start cursing.
That's what I'm trying to make you understand. In other countries, when something like this happens, you see people being retired. So that everybody will be feeling the pressure. The security apparatus will be feeling the pressure, the security ship. But everybody is sitting pretty, knowing that their jobs is secured. Everybody just feeling like confident that no matter what, even though people are dying. But to have a president, based on his appointment, automatically, he might even likely extend their stay in office. So when I look at this, I'm trying to look at it in a very holistic manner. And I'm trying to see I have my facts to prove that Tinubu is the most, but then don't mention it. So we will not deviate. But like I'm saying, what's happening in Benue and security state is very, very sad. It's very, very tragic. And why this is happening is because we Nigerians, we do not know what it entails to be a leader and how to appoint leaders. That is why when they enter there, you see people making all manners of excuse for leaders. Things that are so crazy, some of crazy excuses. If you understand what a leader entails, automatically, right now there will be outrage that the president is still in France and all this level of killings is happening. But here we are, people are still defending the indefensible. And that is where you should start from. And I would keep, like, I don't want to protest anything, but we should learn from what is happening now. I think whenever we want to appoint people in leadership position, we should make sure that they are there to lead by examples. If somebody is not ready to lead by example, then he has no need of occupying some positions. Because there's nothing that sends a message across than a leader that leads by example. Someone that will leave whatever he's doing and come on ground. Do you know what it means over your service chief in Abuja and then the president is coming back from France based on the country is boiling? Do you know the effect, the rippling effect it will take on their psyche and make them to sit up? Let me give you one instance of what it takes to be a leader. All of us, I'm sure we've heard of Lawrence and please, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but start running off. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. There's a guy they call them Lawrence, one big time criminal. They call them Lawrence and in the 90s. He was terrorizing the whole country with armed robbery and killing. Do you know how he was caught? He was caught because then it was happening under Babangida. Babangida was the head of state that period, and then there was something they called the Armed Forces Ruling Council. That was what Babangida called his own ruling council. I think Abacha called his own provisional ruling council, and maybe Gowon called his own supreme military council. So during Babangida's time, it was called the Armed Forces Ruling Council, and then the members of those council included all the old service chief and the inspector general of police, like that. The people heading all security architecture and maybe some few very prominent civil servants there. So what Babangida did is that when the inspector general, when I was holding that is an armed forces ruling council meeting, because then they hold it bi-weekly, I think twice a week. So when the inspector general of police attended that week on, what Babangida just called him and told him in front of everybody in that meeting, look, I do not want to see you ever attending of this our meeting again. I don't want to ever see you near this ground of this meeting until I hear that Lawrence Anini has been captured. And didn't reach a week or 2 weeks, they captured them, Lawrence Anini. That is how a leader works. There are some things there are some actions you take that people will see that look, this thing upsets you, and they have to see it when you're present. Someone like Stalin, then when Stalin was president, yeah, we know Stalin was a very brutal leader of Russia, but his most effective general then, General Zhukov, who in a way won that Second World War, he understood Stalin's body language and was very, very annoyed. That he even understood how the guy actually puffs his cigars when he's annoyed, based on the kind of news he's getting from the war front. So there are lots of effort. That's why you see someone like Churchill, one of the greatest leaders during the Second World War, because he was on ground. He led by example. He stayed under the tunnel. He was always having meetings with the generals. He was always talking directly with the people. But here we have people that want our president to act like a deity, like a traditional ruler. No, all those 18th century deities that they don't open mouth. If they open mouth, those kind of things, they'll tell maybe the former Oba of Benin that he doesn't come out in public, he doesn't come out in events, you only see him once in the blue moon. That if he opens his mouth, like if he even shows his teeth, it's almost like an abomination. That's the kind of leaders we want in this country, and that's why we're always calling them fathers of the day. We don't want people that are public servants, people that are held accountable by the people, the same people that put them there. The people of Benue and Plateau State actually put people there. He's answerable to them directly. But here we have people that don't understand all these basics of leadership. That's why you now feel that he doesn't. If he doesn't care, want to stay in first, he can stay there permanently. Then let somebody else come there and do the job. So please, I will keep on insisting. This is they call leadership. It should be a subject in our school. It should be taught from kindergarten. They teach English, and I even feel that even this English comprehension, they should teach it from kindergarten level to university, because most of us here cannot even comprehend the English language. So they should also teach leadership this in schools from kindergarten to understand what a leader it entails to be a leader and how they should act. how their physical, okay, 30 seconds, I see you will be here. How their physical presence, how it matters in the scheme of things, how it sends that, I beg you all should sit up to a service shift, how you should sit up or you lose your job, how his physical presence sends that message across, how there's some things you do not delegate, no matter you appointing people. You do not delegate lots of stuff, even the way you miss, the way you citizens engagement. You're not supposed to engage that. As a leader, you're supposed to be the number one salesperson in your country, your chief marketer. You talk directly to your people, not the one by they only hear from me once in 6 months. Someone that has been present for like 2 or 3 months, I can tell that he has talked directly on many occasions, more than Tinubu has ever done since he became prominent in politics since 1999. And then we say we are copying American system of government. Why don't we copy everything the American system of government do? You see someone like Joe Biden or Obama, they are talking to the people. They are going everywhere, always talking. They're always having media interviews. So they know everything about the issues affecting their country. But what you have a president, to lock him in. I think he doesn't know anything, he doesn't answer to anybody. So if you call Tinubu and ask him, how many people died in Benue State now? You surprised you don't know the amount of people that haven't died. If you ask him which exact town in Benue State this thing happened, is it Boko? You surprised you will not tell you the exact community it happens. Because nobody talks, nobody interviews him. But let's say he's always talking to the media, automatically he'll be doing his work. Before he comes out to talk, he will take his time, he will read current affairs, he will read everything that's happening in the country, he will know everything. If you ask Tinubu now, how many local government is held by Boko Haram in Borno State, we will not be able to mention it. If you ask Tinubu now, the killings in Enugu State, which community is happening, we will not be able to call that community name. And you say you have president. Seriously.
I'm asking you, where the incident happened in Jos, where did it happen?
I asked him, it's not Boko.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
It's not a Boko.
I'm asking you.
He's not.
It's Redfield, man. Redfield.
Is what?
Alamaj, allow this man to land.
I'm listening to you.
Just land.
And let me land completely. Look, I am not the commander-in-chief. The reason why people elect commander-in-chief because they're electing someone that they feel is more smarter than they are, that has more information than they do. Because these people are always getting daily reports about security. So your commander-in-chief is supposed to be more knowledgeable than the average citizen. If you don't know that about leadership. It's supposed to be more knowledgeable than the average citizen on the street. If you're electing a man that you feel you're more smarter than, then you're not doing the right thing. So if I have a president that I am more knowledgeable than when it comes to issues that have to do with regarding country and insecurity, then so don't be asking me this question. I think that is you need to put to your leaders there because they're the ones that can actually affect all these things. You're supposed to know where all these crisis points are. If you're a president, you're supposed to know what the whole crisis point by name in terms of the level of change that is happening there. Everywhere you're supposed to be knowledgeable about all these things. But I can guarantee you that if you cut Tinubu asking the Fulani killings in where did it happen, you will not be able to tell that it happened in Kalaha or Ehamufu. You will be able to tell you those places. If you ask him Boko Haram, the places in the north that is being held by Boko Haram, we'll be able to tell you that about them. That it's one of the communities, one of the towns that is being held by Boko Haram. Or if you ask him, which roads in Zamfara State is not road in terms of bandits, maybe all those down Sadao to Gusau roads, you'll not be able to call all those places. And then you say you have a leader.
Please call those streets again in Gusau. Please call those names again, Gusau, please. Call them again, please.
Down Sadao to Gusau. Yeah.
He doesn't need to know them. He doesn't need to know them.
I do not need to know them completely, but at least what you're doing now, you're doing cherry picking. The ones I call that I'm right, you don't say anything. I think when I was calling the place that Boko Haram holding.
Okay. So I think I've given you enough time to land, but he refused.
Okay.
He refused.
Maybe you should hang on 30 seconds because the guy was interrupting me. 30 seconds. So look, I'm talking to this and the guy, our Marjorie or something like, look, I don't have to be very, very specific about those places. But that is not what is considered for my president should not be like me. he should be more knowledgeable about all these things more than I do. Because you have all those security briefings in the mornings. I think so. You should be more brilliant than I am. You should be more smarter than I am. That is how people elect their leaders. On my own little level, I'm even trying to be knowledgeable as I can on places that I have not been, or places that I'm not even being maybe like updated. In my own small level. How about the president that is elected, that is being paid? That is his job. It's not even my job. I have my own private job. His own job is the country is his job. Security is his job. So you should know more about this. So don't compare me that is in the private sector making my money to a person that's supposed to be the public servant, the commander in chief of a country. That's why I say we really need this leadership subject, because most of us here we really have issues about what it entails to be a leader, and we're not seeing the negative impact in places like
Okay.
Benue and Plateau. Thank you very much. I yield the
Thank
mic.
you, Chinos. Let's have Prof. Prof, please go ahead. Then after Prof, we'll have Dan. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to start with one thing. You know, we've been called to get information, to know, to understand English, to go to class and learn leadership. But you know, you come up and you say, bigoted appointment for security. Please, I'm not going to dwell on it, but just go and check the security. I mean, the heads of security departments in Nigeria, and just lists that they are from different ethnic tribes. I mean,
Just make your point. Don't go there. So
don't.
we
No, no, no,
don't
no,
come
no.
to
So don't.
the issue,
You know,
please.
so just mute your mic. Mute your mic. You said we should go and learn, and I'm telling you also, this starts from you. Now you spoke about incompetence, and see the fact that something happens, something like this happens, does not mean all the guys there are incompetent. And I'm not speaking for the president, but I mean, because this can happen in the most competent worlds. But my anger with the whole thing is, how does the country react? How has the leaders reacted? And to me, they have reacted poorly, because see, I cannot expect this of Mr. A. And when it comes to Mr. B, I will be deliberating. I would expect something not. No, it means you are an unstable person. Is the way I think. If I expect it of Mr. A, then I actually expect it of Mr. B. If Mr. B is having challenges, he should come out with his mouth and say, "Oh, these are my challenges. I cannot for this, for this, for this." Now I'm beginning. He's putting theories in my head. Is my president okay? Is my president all right? Is my president well? You know, you put theories in people's head. If president is well, because I believe that my president is a very, very, very reasonable person, I expect him to be at the site of this problem, you know, taking the lead from the front. And if you cannot take the lead from the front, I expect you to send strong messages that will be covered and see people react. See, let me tell you something. You know, I'm just going to cite this very small example because I only have 2 minutes. Ghana, that we hail today for electricity. If I tell you how electricity got to their north, you will be amazed. A certain ruler then, Rawlings, said, there was a complaint from the north that there is no electricity. We don't have electricity. Whereas you people in Accra, in Kumasi, and other areas, you are enjoying electricity. This man moved his seat of government. He moved it to the north and gave them 1 week to bring lights to him. I'm telling you, maybe in 2 weeks, that area of the country that was in total blackout had electricity. You know, by actions, people will see that they will read your body language and they will move faster than they will normally move. I'm reading the body language on these killings. I'm angry. I'm telling you the truth. I am not happy with the fact that I am not seeing strong movement. And I will tell you why I'm saying this. When we were doing Operation Python Dance and people said, okay, we had problems in the East, I expected that the government should use brute force to ensure that the East then came to stability. The same thing I'm expecting now. You have to use brute force to ensure that perpetrators, people that were brazenly bold enough to kill your people in your own country, and they are not outsiders. Maybe for me now, I'm thinking they are even outsiders. No Nigerian will look at another Nigerian and just kill. In my head, anybody that has that thinking is an outsider and should be brought down. If I am not seeing that reaction, either in words, most importantly in actions, I believe that something is wrong. And like Chin also rightly said, in all of his submissions here, you will pick some things that are right. Any insecurity that lasts long, that lasts long, the way it is lasting in Nigeria is political. It is political, and there are strong people in play. And if strong people are in play, scattering my administration, I will meet you. No, lives are not what we play politics with. I don't know how to actually put words together to show my disapproval and disappointment in the reactions that have happened currently. If my president is well, he should come back home and say, my people, never again will you be killed. Never again under my watch. And these are the things that make people strong. These are the things that even make the citizens stand up in the face of trouble. And you see them, people without guns will fight for themselves because they have been pumped up and they know that no, our president will fight tooth and neck and everything to make sure that if you try this, you are brought down. Now people are so scared because perpetrators are actually getting away free of charge. If I am anti Jonathan for the way he handled insecurity, I am anti Tinubu right now for the way security is being handled. It needs to step up. It needs to step up, and this is what everybody should be telling everybody in power: that dude, please, we need to step up. People can't be dying in numbers. This is not one person dying. This is not two people in numbers. No, I feel the government needs to do more, and by more, action wise more, not just by words. That we will action wise. Let's see people. Let's see that you have caught 20 of the people that did it, and you are gone. Oh no, I don't know. I'm becoming very emotional. I'm going to yield my mic now, but the government needs to do better. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. For the fact that President Tinubu is not, the presidency is not telling us when President Tinubu is going to return to this country and speak to us, shows that they do not even care about what we are talking about. They do not even care about when or how to solve this problem. They do not. I didn't think they care. Had it been they care, people will be seeing a statement from presidency that people are dying in one particular state, and the presidency have not said anything about it. Have not said anything about it. For the fact that President Tinubu is not here in this country at this moment, I must show that something is very, very wrong, deeply, very, very wrong, very, very wrong. I didn't know that, but something is not okay somewhere. Something definitely is not okay. Let's have that.
Yeah, Mazi, good morning. Prof, I greet you now. Yusuf. Saliu. Mazi, I beg, I just want to beg you for one thing. Just to assist you know say your mute button dey exist. I take God beg you. I know say my word dey inch for ear at times, but me take God beg you. Just assist you know say that mute button dey exist for the night till I'm done.
You the
Uh,
Chris. You the Chris.
uh,
Don't
Mazi.
gaslight our host. Don't gaslight our
No,
host, please.
I'm not that like no, I can't do that. I can't not when you are here, Prof. I can't do that. Uh, my brother, go there. I don't know if you are still on this space. If I was in your shoes, I'd rather drop from this space than retract my statements. Mazi Bamidele came up on this space, made some insightful and insensitive statements, spat on the grave of those who were killed. And you never made mention of him retracting those statements, whereby he's saying that we are too emotional for almost about 200 persons that we have conducted mass burial for. And somebody come up to say that individuals like that should be paid in same coin, and you said he should take back his statement that he cannot attack someone based on the person's opinion. Godia also came up here and made his opinion. Let it be for opinion for opinion. If people want to run mad, then we should be prepared to run madder. That is my motto. If you feel you can run mad, then we can go madder. You can't come up on a space and you are telling people that blah blah blah, A to this and this, and you now crown it all by saying that they are acting too emotional. See, I'm only just going to say this to that speaker and to every other persons who have this kind of mentality to say that people are acting under their feelings. What before those people and their household, let it also before you so that you will know the pains that these individuals are going through. So that you know the pains that the people of Benue State and Plateau State, what those individuals they are going through in their family. Let it also before you. They will come up on space. Papa Mas will also open a space. I will also come up and tell you, please, don't be emotional. Mazi, you said nobody should talk about the election. Nobody will talk about the election. But I will say one thing, election has consequences. And the consequences we are seeing out of the result of the previous election is incompetency. And that's what is leading to the insecurity and the killings. The incompetency is so loud. And I'm going to say this. Mazi, don't mute me. The presidency or the president, they're in support of these killings going on. When you are silent on a particular issue, it means you are giving a consent to that particular stuff. As long as you remain silent to what is going on, it is a yes, an affirmative answer. So the incompetency as a result of the focus or what we had during the previous election is what we are witnessing today in Nigeria. What is it? What is it breeding? Insecurity, killings. Mazi, let me take you backward. A few weeks ago, you were opening up spaces about the killings that went on in Uromi. And about 14 or to 16 persons were killed. Mazi, instantly, we saw different political figures. We saw the presidency issuing statements immediately. And I asked my question the last time I came on your space. Before this incident, Mazi, we have had these same issues in Enugu State, in Ebonyi State, in Benue, in Plateau, in Edo State, in Ondo State. Why was there no form of presidential statement? Prior to all this that was going on, things that was getting tested, even before the killings that went on in Uromi. Don't forget, there was also a video that surfaced because they said that for action, there's going to be an equal and opposite reaction. Whatever stuff you saw that happened in Uromi, if you go back and check as at a week prior to that incident, the people of Uromi was lamenting about a certain incident that was happening in their particular community. Who issued a statement, Mazi? From the governor to the House of Rep down to the president, did anybody issue a statement? No. But when something happened, the president was forced or was quick enough to issue a statement. Now, Mazi, all of these killings was going on simultaneously across these various states that I made mention of. But the presidency was more interested in the pipeline explosion that was going on in Rivers State. That's to show you where their priorities lies. The life of an average Nigerian does not matter to these people in power. And it is very clear and glaring. But if there should be a pipeline explosion where they tend to make the money that they steal and siphon, everybody wants to have a say. So you can declare a state of emergency, suspend a governor for pipeline explosion, but you cannot do that whereby lives and property are being destroyed. Lives is being taken, properties are being destroyed, and yet the governor is still in seat, and yet there is no state of emergency being declared. Mazi, I think that is a very high level of double standard. And we are here, we are debating where is our president. The president is where it ought to be. The president is where it ought to be. We don't want to bring election into this, but the truth remains that if you have gotten the power you have been seeking for from your campaigning, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you now get into office, and this is what Nigerians are seeing as a result of you winning an election. It shows that some quarters was right about what the future of this administration is going to be. And what is it as at today? Nigerians are dying every single day. Master Chef just came up and said that about 10% was killed in Benue State this morning. Before evening, man, we are going to be on this space before 2, 3 p.m. We are going to hear another news. If we still stay on this space before 7 p.m., we'll hear another news. In this same country, Nigeria. But 16 persons was killed and everywhere was rattled. Presidential statement was fast to be written. IG of police and every other chief security agency, everybody was issuing a statement. Everybody was going under investigation. So the lives of some Nigerians are more important than the lives of other Nigerians. That's what I tend to see in all of this that is going on. We can shy away from the truth, but it's staring us at our face. Mazi, as it stands right now, I can tell you categorically clear that the presidency value the life of livestock than that of an average Nigeria. That is the Nigeria that we are at today. The price or the value that is placed on cattle and any form of other livestock is more important than the life of me and you. Nobody's saying, nobody cares about us. On those state, they did a protest. Let me refresh your memory. Just last month, yeah. Enugu State, they did a protest just last month, yeah. Did the presidency issue any statement? Did they make any form of statement in such regard to even know why is our own people are in the street protesting? No. Instead, they sent police out there to go and start throwing tear gas at them. To our mothers and fathers who were on the street protesting. See, let me tell you something, Mazi. Like somebody said, all these have some political motivations and all of that. But there's much more stuff that is deep into all of these that I don't want to make mention of so that we are not going to derail from this conversation. But the insecurity and killings going on in Nigeria presently is as a result and consequences of the previous election, which has led to incapability of the president, incompetency, an irresponsible president. That something is going on currently, lives are being taken, and yet he's still far away from the country for whatever reason best known to him. No statement has been issued, not from his media aide, not from any other person. At least there's a way you cushion effects of things that are going on. The people will feel belonging that, okay, this person has what's in heart. But I'm just here to break the sad news to each and every one of us. This presidency, what's going on, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't. They don't. And I'm saying it. Some individuals or some certain persons in this country, their lives are more important than some other persons in this country. Take it to the bank anytime, any day. If a particular set of individuals dies today, Tinubu is going to return to this country. You will see presidential statement be written immediately. Why? Because they feel that that is the block of votes where they are going to get the numbers of votes that they need for 2027 election. They need to appease those individuals. They need to appease those states. Edo State has been burning in Edo North, in Edo Central. I've not seen the governor of Kano come down to Edo State to appease for the killings that have been going on. I've not seen the Northerners coming down, the representative, the Ariwa, and all of that. I've not seen them come down to Edo State to say, what's really going on? What's this battle all about? What's this fight?
Are you a sympathizer? Are you a sympathizer? Come out with your full chest now. Why are you going around the corner?
Amajiri, everybody on this space know me. I know they had my own, but I don't want to deviate from it. The topic does not talk for solution. Those who knows me, they know I'm very, very raw and vulgar with my statements, so I don't have time for such and back and forth with you. Mazi, but something happened, and the puppet in Edo State was quick to run over to Kanu for whatever reason best known to him. So what am I trying to say in Oshe? You should draw the outline on the map for yourself, Mazi, that people were killed in their numbers, 50, 100, 200, cut across various states, Mazi, and there was no presidential statement. Nothing was done about it. Life goes on in Nigeria. But 16 persons were killed and Nigeria stood still. Heaven wants to fall on earth. That has been scrapped aside right now. About 150 something persons were buried in a day, Mazi. 150 something persons. And yet, no presidential statement. And for now, I think just clear and normal something. Everybody should just go on. So for those who are coming here to probably whitewash this presidency, me, I know my papa. My papa died September 23, 2017. So if you don't know your father, and there's something that you also said here, and I have to be very, very clear on that. These individuals, they are public servants. They feed and they grow fat on taxpayers' money. That's why I get so irritated whereby somebody is coming to campaign and they will tell you, I'm going to pay salaries and do that. I don't understand. After I work for 30 days, don't you know you're supposed to pay me my salary? After I retire, don't you know I'm entitled to my pension and gratuity? Do I have to beg for it? But Nigeria has gotten so bad that everything that we are supposed to be, in fact, we are entitled as citizens, we citizens have to beg for it. So the governor, the presidency, the governor, all these people, they are all civil servants. They are workers. They are our employers. We are the one that employ them. They are our employee. We employ them to work for us. And at the end of it, from the tax that comes out from various organizations, we are paying them.
Dan, do you have a problem of president issuing a statement about 16 people that were killed in Edo? Innocent people. Do you have a problem with that?
Okay, those who were killed in Bako,
Mazi, he has a problem with it. Mazi, don't need to ask him. He has a problem with it.
Don't speak for him. Just allow him to answer. Yeah.
Amadi, don't speak for me. Mazi, if the president is issuing a statement for those who were killed, I don't have a problem with it. But whereby the presidency or the political figures start creating a double standard, then I have a problem with that. Because people have been killed prior to that incident.
You have a point there. Yeah, you have a point. You have a point. But your submission is making it look like you have a point there, but your submission is making it look like, oh, those people that were killed, they deserve it, right?
No, Mazi. Get my point. People have been killed prior to that incident. No statement. After that incident, they issue a statement. Right now, after the statement, now people have also been killed. There is no single statement for more than many days right now. Going to a week, no single statement. And to me, it's not normal. If the presidency wants to probably follow up on things that they should be doing, if issues like this are rising, let them be issuing statement, let the people know, okay, fine, we care about them. You cannot be doing favoritism and you are doing some kind of nepotism in government and you want the people to sit well and the people of Benue State and Plateau will feel that, you have them in heart. My brother, it is not possible. It is not possible. So what these individuals have been doing right from the time they got into power is nepotism, and I think that was what also was trying to say.
I don't think it's nepotism. Neither is favoritism. What I think is incompetent. All right, for some individuals failed in their roles as a people. Right, they have failed because this thing did not start today. This thing that we are discussing did not start today. They have been doing this. I don't know why. They did not start today. Because, yeah.
Mazi, can I correct you on something, Mazi? We did not employ the president or for you to, after taking oaths into office, for you to start giving us excuses on the problem we already know. You are there to solve those problems, not for you to start telling us the problems. No. When you were campaigning, your campaigning was there that you know that these are the problems we are facing. You want to correct these problems. So you can't come into power after 2 years and the problem is still staring us at our face. Amazian, you are here telling me that the problem has been long. Yes, we know it has been long before now. What is the presidency doing? That's why you are asking this question. Where is our president? Mazi, our president is sleeping. He's sleeping, eating fat on taxpayers' money and doing nothing. Growing fat on taxpayers' money and doing nothing, and yet is this chief in command of armed forces of Nigeria, and yet is the president of Nigeria. Is it just based on title? Is he acting on that particular name, Mazi? The answer is capital no. So let's call a spade a spade. I'm not here like that's why I say I'm not saying my word going to now for a year. I'm not here to call white black or black white. I've called a spade a spade. If 16 persons were killed and you issue a statement, 150-something persons were killed, why is everywhere silent? Why is it that Nigeria has moved on just like that? I'm not even talking about we as citizens. I'm talking about those who are at the end of affairs, like the presidency themselves, the governors and every other person. Why is everybody folding their hands? Or the people, or the lives of those from Benue State or the Middle Beltans, they don't matter to Nigerians? These are the questions. And like I rightly said, Mazi, to show you how incompetent this present administration is, and I'm going to end on this note, that is the more reason a pipeline explosion in Rivers State called for a state of emergency and the suspension of governor. But the killings going on in various states simultaneously has not called for state of emergency, has not called for any suspension of governor. Everything is going smoothly and you feel it's okay. Like you also rightly said, when his son Jensen lasts for over 24 hours, that means the government is also involved in what is going on. I end on this note, man. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think politics have not allowed us to see road in this country. What has been happening is that politics have not allowed if both the people in government to see road to do the needful. Politics have not allowed us to do something regarding security in this country, and this is the reason why
Can I
Nigeria
go on?
is.
Can I go on, Mazi?
Go down, Almajiri, you speak. Yeah, you speak because I think it's directly affected you. Yeah. So I think we should move beyond politicking when we're supposed to be discussing, when we're supposed to be talking about governance. I didn't know what is wrong. I didn't know what is the problem. To be honest, I think I'm tired of Nigerian politics, honestly. Almajiri, go ahead. Then we'll have Saliu. Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to drop my 2 cents. You see, Chinonso said if any insecurity lasted for Chinonso, he didn't say that word. That was Abacha's word. Okay? Give him a credit for that word he said. Let's start from there. You see, Mazi, you're right. Politics is the order of the day. Mr. President have been they're briefing him different thing that is going on back home in Nigeria. What they were briefing him is a different what is going on. But the president doesn't have people, family that will tell him this is true, what is going on. They should, or his wife, or his son. Somebody could have told him, forget about what the NSA is telling you. Whatever the NSA is telling you, that is not what is going on the ground. People are dying like chicken in Benue, in Plateau. And by now, since yesterday itself, this guy could have been on his way back to Nigeria. That's what I'm telling you. With the brief they are briefing him, Mazi, is a wrong briefing. Because when this is already happening, and what did they open space? The open space, they said the North are trying to get rid of Tinubu, and that's why the insecurity is coming back again. That's what they have been opening space saying. So they are just being hypocrites now and saying different things from the left side of their mouth. And I believe you me.
Is it the government that is opening the space?
No. They are the new.
Who is opening the space? Be clear, beg. Who is opening the space?
Let me finish my submission, Maz. If you look at the timeline, when Borno State governor came out and said, this is what is going on, this is what's going on in this place, and they started that agenda of they are trying to get rid of Tinubu administration. That's why those bombing are coming back. You understand me? When we were telling people, most of people were praising, since El-Rufai left Kaduna, insecurity is much, much better than Ubasani. We told people that this is a lie. This is a lie. Kaduna is even worse than you can think of, Mazi. Wallahi tallahi. They go to people's houses and kidnap people. This administration, may God help them. I don't know how long they will continue buying the media to suppress information that is going out. Thank God to Twitter and people like you guys are hosting spaces and revealing these things out. The NSA is just dancing around, briefing the president, different information what that is going on. And that's why the guy to relax. And somebody was saying, like, you want the vice president to go where? To go to the message that they did not send him? No. Until the president relinquish power for him through the Senate, then he can go and do that condolence visit, or he can go and supervise what is going on, and he will not bring the president. Right now, the NSA Ribadu is the one briefing the president. What is going on? With all the lies briefing the president, and that's why the man is relaxing. And since everybody is saying that the North are not happy with him, that's why the Boko Haram or the herdsmen or whatever is coming back again, the bombing is coming back, he shouldn't bother himself. Wallahi tallahi, that's what is going on. I'm telling you. If not, you can't just be a human. You hear 100 people, 50 people are dying, and you just relax in France, having your cup of tea or relaxing, and you don't want to even come up and come down or even see what is going on to your people back home in Nigeria. It's disheartening. It's so disheartening, Mazi. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's have Sally. Are you there? Adami no go Abi. Are you there? This is your name. They had me to mention.
I'm there, Mazi. Sorry,
Okay.
I was listening.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, thank you. Good day, Mazi. Good day, everyone. Thank you very much. And I greet everybody on this space. I have quite a number of things to talk about, and some people have also spoken about it. So I'll just try and rush through. So the first thing I want to say is that I have issues with this. I don't know whether it's hypocrisy I will call it or insincerity. Under previous governments, whenever issues happen, you call the president. Whenever there's crisis, you blame the president. During Jonathan, when there was Boko Haram, it was blamed. Chibok girls, it was blamed. The then Borno State governor is currently the vice president. Jonathan was blamed then as that he did not do anything, he did not do this, he did not do that. Under Buhari, everybody gathered round and we were saying that, oh, sack the service chiefs because they are not doing their job. But suddenly it gets to suddenly it gets to the entire military, police, the entire security architecture of Nigeria is the one controlling it. The governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara, when the crisis started, he was what they call it, water cannon was sprayed on his body. The governor that you are shouting that is the CSO. When there was a crisis that happened during Sanwo-Olu's first tenure, and they wanted to demolish an estate. And he went there. What did the Kini tell him there? The police officer. He told him to call the oga at the top. Did he listen to the governor? So when people say that the governor is the chief security officer, I just find it quite funny. Based on Nigeria at the moment, oh, it can change tomorrow. But at the moment, the security of Nigerians is the role of the president, the governor on paper, but based on the constitution, he has no power. To even set up Amotekun, we know the crisis and the back and forth that Southwest governors had with the then AGF, Abubakar Malami, just to set up Amotekun, the crisis that they had. The Southeast have tried to do Ebubiagu. What have they achieved? What have they done? Have they even been able to even set it up properly? And the security crisis that we're having today, it is not just the north, it is the entire region. of the country, the 6 regions of the country have faced it, especially this year. And when people say that the president is in France, we don't know what he's doing in France. The vice president, he didn't hand over to the vice president. That's the funniest thing. He didn't hand over to the vice president when he was leaving. But that is not an excuse to now say that, so the president is in France. The vice president that is within the country is handicapped. The Senate have failed to summon the service chiefs. Okay, why is this crisis? And this, for example, the Plateau and Benue State, which is the one that we are talking about at the moment, it's not like something that just happened yesterday, 2 days ago, last week. It has been occurring repeatedly. It has been occurring repeatedly. The Senate has not deemed it fit to even summon the service chief. Let's even agree that, okay, the vice president is handicapped. He cannot visit. He cannot even leave Aso Rock again. He just has to sit in his office, from his house to his office, from his office back to his house. He can't do anything again because the president did not hand over to him. Okay, no problem. What of the Senate? Are the Senate also handicapped? So the Senate can't call the service chief and ask them what's happening. Also, I remembered initially, at the initial beginning of this administration, when security was good, people were praising the NSA. They were explaining to us how that, oh, the best decision he made was making a police officer, the NSA. That was what they were telling us. But suddenly today, things are not going on fine. And everybody just remembers that, oh, it's the job of the governor. It's the job of the governor. Nobody remembers the NSA again. It got so bad that the NSA was not even dabbling into politics. So,
God
another
will
thing
bless
is,
you. God will bless you. God will bless you. God will bless you.
okay. So, another thing is that, sorry, please. Another thing that I've noticed is that there is no consequence for action in this country. There are many people, as we are on this space now, this crisis that has started since only God knows when, how many people have been arrested, even before this beginning of this administration? How many people have been arrested? Consequences for action in this country. These guys will raid for hours. I still remember the one you went to check, Mazi. They raided for hours. Has anybody been brought to book today that, oh, this 1, 2, 3 persons have been caught? Has anybody been caught today? What has happened so far? These guys will raid for hours. They will kill people, they will burn houses, bomb buildings, and nothing will happen. Nobody will be arrested. Are we that deficient in security wise? Also, I remembered when this administration, when they were doing campaign, the president said, and I quote, recruit 50 million youths into the army. Whatever they will eat, gari, cassava, ewa, in the morning. That was what he said. Why is it?
Salute, that would have solved some problem. Salute, that would have solved some problem anyways. And he refused to do that. It's painful.
So why is it so hard? Thank you, Yusuf. Why is it so hard that these were the things you promised? Someone posted a few days ago this Kini at Chatham House that he had, the interview at Chatham House that they had, and they asked him about insecurity. And he called El Rufai and he said, Malam, El Rufai will answer that one. And what was El Rufai's response? El Rufai's response was that in the manifesto that they are planning to increase the number of recruitment. He mentioned the things they were going to do to make Nigeria's security better. Nobody remembered that there were governors then. Nobody remembered anything then. Now you've gotten into power. Suddenly, you've forgotten all your promises. You've forgotten everything you said you were going to do. Also, this administration promised that there will be decentralization of the security architecture in this country. In fact, Tinubu is big on regionalism. He is big on regionalism and state controlling their resources. Why is it dragging foot? Why is it dragging foot so much? This is 2 years, no headway yet. Yes, there is a bill to decentralize security. There's that bill, but why is it taking so long when we know how important security is to the country? Please be doing, even if it's only condolence visits that you can be paying people. If that's the only job you'll be doing, please do it. Please do it. But we now have a vice president that cannot even do. From above, order from above. And lastly, I remembered under Buhari, when things got bad, got worse, they took the headquarters of the security away from Abuja and took it to Borno State. So why can't we also have such measures under this administration? Let us see that they are doing something. Let us see that they are acting. Because the insecurity, is it kidnapping? Which day ago? Someone was, I think maybe yesterday or two, I think it was yesterday, that King Shu was talking about the fact that the other lane where his friend was, they were kidnapping people on the other lane. So insecurity has gone, or security has gone bad under this administration. And I hope they will sit up. And I hope the president will cut short his 2 weeks visit to France and come back home and come and show leadership. And don't wait for governor or whatever. If the security system is good, people will praise the president. Chibok is good Lord Jonathan that people are blaming. When Buhari got there, they said Buhari, nobody mentioned the governor. They said Buhari improved security. That was what the campaign done. Nobody remember that there was governor or House of Rep member or local government chairman. Nobody remembered them. It was the president that they were praising. And when security is bad, when there's insecurity in the country, it's also the president that will blame. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a few months ago, they told us how, well, in fact, how this NSA has been successful in terms of neutralizing Boko Haram. We are celebrating it and clapping for President Tinubu. Today, some things happen. We should no longer blame Tinubu. We should go and blame local government chairman and governors. Isn't it? Because I don't understand where, in fact, since yesterday there have been gaslighting. There have been a lot of gaslighting on Nigerians, as if that we do not know what we are doing. As if I'm advocate of hold your local government chairman accountable, hold your governors accountable, but there are limits to what
Sorry, man.
people can say
There's one
and
last thing I
say
wanted
to
to
people.
talk about.
There,
Sorry,
there are
man.
limits to what people can say to people and be gaslighting them. No,
Sorry, Mazi,
it's
there's
going to
one
look
last
like
thing I
you're
want to say
gaslighting
to
them.
you.
Yeah,
Can
go
you hear me,
ahead.
Mazi? Sorry, please. One last thing. Yeah, so also, I remembered last year when they set up the Ministry of Livestock Development. One of the things that they said the Ministry of Livestock Development was going to do was to stop the crisis between farmers and herders. So why are we still having that crisis? So that shows that that ministry also is not living up to its expectation. Where is the minister? What measures are they putting in place to prevent such from happening again? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let's have sound mind. Then we'll go to Doggy. Sound mind, if you are there, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here, Mazi. Greetings to you all. Good morning. You see, I've been listening to everyone. Initially, I've decided not to even be talking on spaces because I've seen it as no point. Because I see no reason why we all will hang our faith and lives on presidential statement where people are dying and what people are arguing or Nigerians will be arguing is president has not made statement or one governor has not made statement or whatever. I don't know how we can hang our feet to that point. But the truth is that Nigerians need to realize that we have an existential threat where the government don't want to address, like they don't care about it. And inventories that has happened so far, what they've done have shown that they are not even ready to care about it coming tomorrow. And people need, if we are to start advocating for it, Nigerians need to be aware and know that nobody is coming to save anybody in this country. Me, I'm in this country. I know they're abroad. I did Lagos. After 2023 election, there was this massacre in Plateau at a road, Benue and Kaduna. You see, Southern Kaduna, that happened within that period. I gather all my money where I get. I go buy waiting, I go use, they protect my own family. Even in Lagos here, I no trust anywhere because no security at anywhere. And Nigerians need to have that mindset where you don't wait for any government to protect you. You need to realize that you need to protect yourself first before any government. And this is what me I'm advocating for. I know one, you see all this talk where we will try to balance the politics, try to balance in the detriment of our own life. Where there is an existing lives in this country. And people are gathering to argue how the president country, he has not made statement. And people are, like Dan said before, I heard him earlier on, where he said that this afternoon, we will still hear another news. Because this morning, Master Chef just gave us the information that there was a massacre, 10 people died in Benue State this morning. And towards evening, we will still hear another one, it never ends. And people still don't want to protect themselves. People don't know how to or learn how to protect themselves without waiting for government, which government have shown in all ramifications that they care less about our lives. I don't know who will stop the argument and bring this awareness to Nigerians on ground here that, look, nobody is coming for anybody. Nobody is protecting anybody here. It is you and your God. Protect yourself in this country. And that is the way forward. Otam no na one video call na you go see say ebu me igwe like walk on my gate anyhow unprovoked apia mu igwe straight. I know they instead they jam jail. Nobody will be a threat to my own family. And that is why I have stopped to do church. Since the country has gotten to a point where we no longer feel safe, knows what he's doing there. Well, people are being killed. People were killed this morning. So my own opinion, which is not general accepted, yes. You know, other affair smart and they go say I no get sense. Me, I don't accept them. Now only me no get sense for this app. But people need to learn how to defend themselves first before waiting for one government somewhere that care less about our lives. This is not about politics. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. You can support whatever party you want to support. But let me tell us, the people that are dying are not just maybe one political party. It's everybody. It's general. It's touching everybody. So the earlier Nigerians learn how to protect themselves without waiting for or without arguing or expecting one presidency statement over their lives. It's better for all of us in this country, because if you tell this country, you will talk the way I'm talking. You will reason the way I'm reasoning. And they kidnapped somebody in my estate, just in front of my estate, the other day. So it is no longer far north. It is no longer far anywhere. It is in our doorsteps already. And people are still gathering to speak good English, big English, to defend. But some are even defending Buhari. Tinubu, why he left. He is on a mission. He is on a trip, a treaty trip or something like that. While people are dying. One thing I know is that if this same thing touch anybody's family, whether you are in abroad or here, believe me, your rhetoric will change, like your reasoning will change. Because some people are not facing this thing directly in this country. The hunger we are even talking, I told them, a time will come where even hunger will be our the least problem that we have in this country. Because people are disappearing every day in this country, in this Lagos. Let me even use Lagos specifically. People are disappearing. Do you know that they kidnapped somebody in this my estate, and where they found the person is in Abia State? That is where the person finds himself. And these things are reality. That is not them say. These are things that we are witnessing. And some people will come to tell us how it is being done. Maybe you are in your comfort zone. You are telling people that are fearing or risking death every blessed day how it is being done. I think it is high time we need to start changing our mentality. We that are having the voices, so that we will know what we will pass the rightful message down to the grassroots, that the people that really need this message. Enough of all this gaslighting. The reality is hitting ground, like it's hitting ground. People need to understand this fact. There are somewhere in Plateau State or Benue State or Enugu State, there are people that are likely to die this evening. And it is no joke. It is reality. Politics aside. You see, now this country, me as you say, people are facing reality and we are politicizing it. Like, we are living outside our reality in this country. And that's what I've seen so many people on spaces do. They live in their bubbles. They speak good English to defend nonsense, like to defend nonsense. I'm not angry. If time don't pass, where are the big offense?
Okay. Round
Why?
up, Sandman. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So why sometimes I pick offense is because me too, I'm facing the reality here, and it insults my sensibility when somebody will come and tell me opposite of what we are facing here. and they will take at this point. If we can minimize the way we politicize issues, minimize the way we try to be logic on something that requires simplest common sense, in fact, we will achieve much result more than what we were doing. Because what we are doing here is true that we are creating awareness, yes, but action is much required now. The government have abandoned Nigerians, and it is obvious. Nigerians need to find means to defend themselves. If you chop, if you get 10,000, chop.
Okay. You will use this platform to push that kind of agenda, right? I think I've allowed it for a little bit because I feel like if I should try to stop you now, I feel like I'm gagging you, right? But you won't use my platform to push that kind of that kind of agenda that kept Southeast the way it is today. That evil agenda of defend yourself is the reason why IPOP took up guns and shared to hungry people on the streets, now going about kidnapping people. I know your stance, and I think you have made your point. So, Sandmine, thank you so much for joining us. But I'm not going to allow that narrative to fly here. Thank you so much. Yeah, there is insecurity, and people that is meant to secure us are the security operative, not you. You cannot secure Nigeria. Cannot secure Nigeria. There's no way you can. If you can secure yourself, good for you, but you cannot secure Nigeria. So defending yourself, this call now will make people, the evil people that have criminal tendency to go and pick up gun and start kidnapping people and killing people. And that is the reason why this kind of government should do quick, should act quick before this kind of mindset of this guy enter street. Government should do quick. I mean, as a matter of urgency, act quick now. So, Sandmine, thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate your thought, but this your call is not welcome here. But let's have Doggy. Please, Doggy, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay, are you
yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, good afternoon, guys. I will start with Sally, I beg, no vessel. Before the before the VP can act as the president, shouldn't the president, mustn't the president have been away for a particular time? I don't know whether it is 1 month or 3 months, or I don't know how it works. Those of you that are possibly conversant with the Constitution. I read it somewhere, but I can't remember exactly how it was. Sally, are you there?
I am there. So
Yeah.
under Buhari, whenever Buhari was transmitting power to Oshibajo, how many weeks was he spending? Was it only times when he was spending months that he was transmitting power?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was only when he was long in hospital that he transferred power. I can't
No,
remember any other time.
no. But just hold on. I would just hold on.
Yeah, I'm just seeking clarity because I read that thing somewhere, but I'm just asking question. Anyway, sincere question. Maybe anything. So, that apart, because I've been hearing the VP should have.
So, Doggy, it depends on how the president is traveling. If he's going to be incapacitated when he goes, immediately he has to hand over. As in the case of Buhari, then he was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
for
yeah,
medical checkup.
yeah, yeah. Now, if
He will
he's
be
going to stay
incapacitated,
long,
so he hand over.
yeah, if he's going
Yeah,
to stay long, yeah, but not when
yeah,
he's
he
going
will be.
for.
No, Prof.
No,
Even
no.
under Buhari, there were times initially was
If it's going
transmitting
to be,
powers,
if it's
but a
going to be
second
short,
time. But a
yeah.
second time, when he was now going for security and medical checkup, he stopped transmitting power
That
because
one
of the cabal that was going
na political this thing now. You know, say there was a takeover in the second term. We all know that. I mean, they say kaba. We know that, but the normal thing is when you are going, especially when you will not be able to do any of your duties as president. I mean, for medical reasons, you have to hand over power to your VP, then he will act in your stead. But if you, I mean, like this one, I don't know how or what the government, I mean, what the president has gone for. But let's assume that the president has gone for. But let's assume that
what defending or crying for. But here he is here shouting, God, more life are more important. Yes, more some lives are more important than others for some people like Dan. And I hate it when something happens in this country. Instead of showing sympathy, talk about it, call out those that should be called out. We start gloating over it and using it to take some political agenda. It hurts because at the end of the day, you're not crying for those people that are the victims. You're just wanting to do your thing as a political miscreant, and it's something we have to start calling out. It's bitter. It drops a bitter taste in my tongue. Though people are good to kill people, they have the right to kill people. It is their right to kill people. Those lives that were taken, it's good, kill them. But here you are not crying. Oh, they are killing, they are killing. If you did not cry about it, though, you have lost the moral justification to be crying here. Those people, like when I listen to Master Chief, I feel the pain in her heart. The same way she was crying when those people were killing her, the same way she's crying now. And I understand it. And I feel her pain. But not those that defended the killing in Edo and coming here to show us crocodile tears and be playing politics with the matter. It does not stand. I mean, it's very, very bad that we are rather gloating over the casualties. Exploitation.
Ah, la, la, la,